guys, Prime Guy 9 yet again, bringing you another LEGO review. Today we're gonna take a look at LEGO Bionicle Transformers Backtrack. Now, this weird looking alien tank thing is Backtrack. And this is my second Bionicle Transformer that I think is amazing. What I was going for is a single threaded alien tank, and I think I nailed the aesthetic out of it. As you can see, I got actually one light blue ball thing going on because I didn't have another one of these, but still, that's one minor detail. But look at this thing. The silhouette, in my opinion, looks great. But from the front, you can see it's very narrow. But, I mean, it's alien. It doesn't need to look like it's from this world. So, here you go. Now, the name Backtrack was actually, I came up with that name before I even built this guy. Because I actually wanted to make like a transformer that has a single thread in the center, like an alien tank. And just when it transforms, the tank would be just sitting on its back. The tank treads would be sitting on its back, thereby the name Backtrack or Backtrack, or whatever you want to call him. I prefer Backtread because he has treads. Now for comparison, here he is next to Gold Keep, and I was thinking that these could be partners in crime. And what I mean by that is this would be the Megatron equivalent of a Bionicle Transformer, and this would be like the Starscream equivalent of a Bionicle Transformer. I'm not saying that it's Megatron and Starscream, they're just similar when it comes to personalities. But still, they look great together. Of course, a dragon is bigger than a tank, so I think this scales pretty well. I haven't scaled them together in robot mode yet. This is actually the first time I'm looking at them side by side in vehicle mode and old mode as well. But still, I think they look amazing. So yeah, getting him off to the side and putting him a bit more in camera, we're going to transform him. Because I like his transformation. No, wait, before we transform him, I want to show you something. It has actual suspension going on. As you look at here, it has actual working suspension, and that is great. I'm so great. It drives well. It has that nice. It doesn't drive that well on the surface, but this surface, but it has that great clickety clackety tank sound of the treads on a hard wooden table. I love that sound. Like, I mean, listen to that. That's actually a tank sound, in my opinion. I mean, the plastic treads on a wooden table somehow sounds very much like a tank to me. I love the silhouette, by the way. It's like that. By the way, because it's an alien tank, it doesn't have the gun in the center. No, it has two guns on the side. So it can like pew 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 pew. And just like I believe it was the Revenge of the Fallen Megatron, his head is still visible. I don't mind. I think it adds to the silhouette, in my opinion. But still. So let's get down to transformation, shall we? So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna get these bits right here. You get like these ball joint bits and get them out of the way and just bend them all the way out to the side. That's gonna form one foot. These two pieces are forming the foot. Because I've done something a bit more... I've actually designed my own type of Bionicle foot. Look at that. That's crazy. And that was all folded up. And I like that. When big things like this just fold up neatly. Once you've done that, we're gonna get these out of the way, like that. And we're gonna rotate this around and just bring that down. There we go. Now we're gonna take this, and as you can see, this is how it's pretty much gonna sit up. So we're gonna take these legs, straighten them out. There we go. And I'm gonna have to raise up the camera a bit. So yeah, just straighten out these leg bits, and now I'm gonna show you what I meant. We're gonna rotate these, but make sure this ball joint right here is faced forward. Do the same thing on the other side, like that. What we're gonna do next, I think, is pretty interesting. We're gonna take this bit, fold it in, and take this bit, and this part actually goes on the inside right there, and it sits there in between really nicely, and that forms the bottom of a foot. I think that's a pretty cool design. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side, right there. There we go, and then we get some 2 feet going on. Now, interesting thing, you can't just leave them straight down, otherwise it would fall down due to the weight of the entire track on its back. What we're pretty much gonna do, we're gonna bend. Oh, that's what happened. That's what happens sometimes. Let's just let me reattach it. Come on, you damn it! The arms are kind of in the way. There we go. Just reattach it. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna bend these down and bend these forward, having those weird Cybertronian chicken leg things. It's pretty much based on the aesthetic of a Bayformer, only with a bit more colors. There we go. And by the way, sometimes you have to track like this. I like to keep it like that, so you can move it ever so slightly, due to the fact that it's like on 2 hinge points. So I like to just get it straight up like that. Now it should be able to stand up, and I was doing jazz hands, like jazz hands. Now just moving the camera a bit back. There we go. Now we can work a bit more on the arms, getting them in position and getting these big claws in position. These are a bit of a different claws than the Gold Keep has, but still. And I believe we're done. Are we done? Yes, we are. So here we have Lego Bionicle Transformers Backtrack. Now, as you can see, Backtrack looks rather interesting. He's short in posture, but I like that. He's like the small dwarf guy that is being bullied by his master all the time. His proportions are out of whack, and he has like this massive backpack on his back, which he's sort of like the Transformer equivalent of the Hunchback of Notre Dame, pretty much. He's ugly, well, not me, he's ugly, he's being bullied. But yeah, he's ugly and he's being bullied, so he's pretty much the not the Hunchback of Notre Dame equivalent of a Transformer, and I kind of like that. It makes him sort of attractive. I somehow love his aesthetic. I don't know why. He's big, he's beefy, he's weird. He's just overall weird, and I don't know how, but I think that's kind of I think adorable. I'm not sure. I mean, he's a big ugly monster, but at least he's feeling a bit bad because he's being bullied or something. I don't know, but still, here we have Backtrack, and is, in my thinking, awesome looking robot mode. One thing too, what's rather funny, once he tips over, he can just, once he's being knocked over by his master, he can just quickly just drive away. He can just start his tracks in robot mode and simply just drive away on his back. So he's like laying down on the floor, you know, chilling, like, hey, what's up? And he's just driving away like that. I think that's rather hilarious. But still, this is Backtrack in his robot mode. And by the way, I'm very sorry what happened to the Notre Dame. It's like very unfortunate what happened. So if you're thinking like, hey, that reference to the Hunchback of Notre Dame was a bit inappropriate, just know that I'm sorry about what happened too. Unfortunately, no casualties, luckily. Luckily, no casualties. Sorry about that, but yeah. But I've heard they're gonna rebuild it. Most people actually were willing to pay, so that's a good thing to hear. But still. So yeah, and I think there's only one thing left to do right now, which is comparing him to my Lego Gold Keep himself. Now, they're not in scale. I would think backtrack normally would come around here when it comes to robot mode, but he's actually the same size. I don't mind, but I think it looks like a bit odd. I'm not sure. But still, I think it's maybe because of the proportions of this guy. He looks like he's supposed to be dwarfing him. I'm not sure, but you can see they look really cool together. I mean, Gold Keep with all his black and gold and like just pure dark colors, and then Gold Keep with his weirdness and like his big bulky attitude probably. But yeah, you can see they're kind of cool together. I can definitely see them in the same world, like battling against Autobots. One thing, I'm not sure where I'm gonna place a Decepticon symbol on this guy. I've already placed a Decepticon symbol on his chest. He will have a printed one because I've printed a couple of decals, stickers, blah blah blah. I think I'm gonna put it on his forehead. I'm just noticing that that would be probably the perfect spot for it. Perfect. But yeah, so getting him out of the way, let's get some final thoughts. Haven't done those in a while. So, final thoughts. Love the aesthetic. I love the design of it. Tank mode, meh. But that's because it's an alien tank. You can't expect everything to look great from a bionicle transformer. I mean, I was happy that the Gold Keep turned out great. But I'm gonna tweak on this guy a bit more. Maybe change some technic bits. Maybe change something in his transformation or his aesthetic. Definitely gonna keep the suspension. I really love that. This is actually the first transformer with an actual track or a working suspension. So get both in that as well. One thing as well, the track is a bit too loose. It spins rather freely because of that, but it's having thereby trouble with driving on my hard table surface. So it drives really well on a blanket or like a piece of cardboard, something it has a bit more grip on or with texture, but on a table, a smooth table like this, it doesn't drive all that well. But on its back, you can see it drives really smoothly because it's so loose. So I'm not sure, maybe I'm gonna have to change these wheels in order to make this a bit more tighter, because if I remove one little link, it won't close, because I just don't have enough space to close it up. But still, anyway, this was Backtrack, and I'm Prime Guy, and I'll see you next time. Bye.